and Emfarsis. We hope you had a rejuvenating break as we are now going to proceed with our last few segments. And with that, we'd like to please call on our next keynote speaker for this afternoon. To talk about what is it like to be a Filipino innovator, we have George Royeca of Angkas.
Noong 2016, tinanggap natin ang hamon na baguhin ang tingin ng mga tao sa mga motorcycle taxis. At sa ating pagsisikap, nakabuo tayo ng isang matatag na komunidad na patuloy na lumalawak at lumalago hanggang sa ngayon. Higit sa lahat, nabigyan natin ng trabaho at oportunidad ang libo-libong motorcycle riders sa Pilipinas.
Malaki ang natulong sa akin ng hanap buhay na Angkas. Wala naman akong sariling motorsiklo. Kabili ko yung pangarap kong motorsiklo. Tapos isa pa yung napagawa ko rin yung bahay ko.
Napakaganda ng serbisyo ni Angkas. Gumita ako dito ng sapat na higit pa sa inaakala ko.
Kaya malaking tulong na po yung kagaya sa akin na meron pong binubuhay na 2 anak.
Nag-decide na ako na patigilin si Mrs. para makafocus doon sa mga bata. Pag gumanda na po yung kita namin. Sa habal wala pang insurance yan.
Hindi naging madali ang daan. Lalo na sa umpisa.
You're going against 4136. Is Angkas above the law?
May mga nagduda.
Private motorcycles shall not be used to solicit assent or to be used to transport passengers.
Bumatikos.
Very possible for them to be blacklisted on their violations on the guidelines.
At nakipagkompetensya.
Sabi po ng dalawang participants,
pinipilit niyo yung pasahero sumakay sa mga ibang motorcycle taxi na hindi...
Gayunpaman, hindi tayo sumuko mula sa kalye,
dito tayo para sa karapatan nyo,
sa Kongreso at Senado hanggang sa Korte Suprema. Maging rally man yan o isang kantahan na selebrasyon, nagawa nating mamulat ang taong bayan sa ating adhikain at sa ating ipinaglalaban. Nagkaisa tayo para iparinig ang ating boses at ipaglaban ang ating kabuhayan at higit sa lahat, mabigyan ng dignidad ang ating propesyon. Sinamahan tayo ng ating mga kaibigan na celebrity, politiko, at iba pang mga personalidad mula sa iba't ibang larangan sa ating walang tigil na pagsusulong ng ating advokasya. At higit sa lahat, sinamahan tayo ng taong bayan, mga kapwa Pilipino na patuloy na nakikinabang sa ating serbisyo. Nagtagumpay tayo at ngayon, libo-libo na ang ating natulungan at nabigyan ng kakayaang iahon ang kanilang buhay mula sa kahirapan. Marami na rin tayong nabigyan ng suporta sa gitna ng trahedya at sakuna. Nung sumabo ang taal, pumunta tayo para mag-abot ng ayuda. Nang mag-shutdown ng tren, pinauso natin ang libreng sakay sa mananakay. Napabuti rin natin ang buhay ng ating mga kababayan sa mga programa tulad ng Angkas Buhay at iba't ibang medical missions. Kahit nung nagsimula ng pandemic at lockdowns, todo ang ating suporta sa frontliners. Tumulong tayo sa pagsusulong ng health safety standards upang makabangon ng ekonomiya. Nagsagawa tayo ng iba't ibang programa sa bakuna para sa taong bayan. At naging tulay tayo para sa pagtutulungan kaugnay dito ng malalaking kumpanya sa pribadong sektor at ang pamahalaan. Naging mahirap man ang pinagdaanan, maganda pa rin ang naging bunga ng ating mga laban.
To recognize our awardees today, hats off to Angkas.
Malayo na ang narating natin at ngayong 2022, tuloy pa rin ang ating misyon na mas lalong maihatid ang oportunidad ng Angkas sa milyon-milyong kababayan na nangangailangan nito. Our mission is to eradicate poverty by showing them a better way in life. The Angkas Way. Tuloy tayo sa pagbago at sa pag-angat ng ating buhay at magandang kinabukasan ng ating kapwa Pilipino. Angkas, tara na!
Hi everybody, how are you doing? So I guess I'm one of your last segments, and I hope everyone is doing well. My name is George Royeca. I'm the CEO of Angkas, and I'm here to talk about our entrepreneurial journey, the Angkas journey. It's been wow, an exhilarating ride. You know, a lot of really fulfilling moments, but a lot of stressful ones also. You know, I want to take you back to sorry, let's go back. I want to take you back to a few years. I was having a birthday party. I was attending the birthday party of one of my bikers. And this is one of my top bikers. And it was funny because he was so excited that I was there. And he said, we're not going to drink tanduay tonight. We're going to pull out the best stuff. It's going to be fundador. So this is not a plug for fundador. But he was just so excited and celebrating his birthday and how thankful he was that you know, he was able to take care of his family. You know, around his place was quite messy. You know, it was being renovated. It was under construction, but you could see that after everything was finished, that it would be a beautiful home. On the side was his garage, and he was telling me that he was converting it to a motorcycle repair shop. So it was very fulfilling, quite awesome to see how he's expanding, he's diversifying his business, and you know, he was just, you know, really given a better chance in life. And while we were celebrating, it was late at night, my phone rings. And I look at my phone, and I'm like, I see my phone, and it's my lawyer. And, you know, when your lawyer calls you late at night, you be sure that, you're very, very sure that it's not a good thing. So I took a deep breath, I answered the call, and then, lo and behold, my lawyer said, George, we have a problem. The regulators went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and you gotta shut down again. And I'm like, wow, really extreme highs and lows within the same day. And that was a day in a life for me in Angkas. And I was telling my lawyer, what the Supreme Court, what can we do? Who can we go higher than the Supreme Court? Do we talk to the president? And why is it that we always get shut down right before Christmas? Right when our bikers need the income to take care of their families, and of course the commuters need this the most. So at that time, I was having this fight or flight response. Like, am I gonna do this all over again? Am I gonna fight just to have a shutdown another time? Or am I gonna flight? You know, my wife, my co-founder, our founder is Singaporean, and we could always go back to Singapore and live a cushy life. And you know, a lot of us are faced with this kind of problem wherein there's sometimes we go through life and there's an overwhelming set of problems that we believe we can't overcome. You know, it's just, this is so much insurmountable odds that's before us. You know, for me, it's when the government tries to shut us down, regulators try to give us a hard time, and just the overall regulatory climate for something that's new and innovative. For you, you know, it could be, you know, new technology that will render you obsolete, or even an employee that just quit on you, right? And you have no way of moving forward. So we are always faced with these problems. And, you know, that is something that we know will happen. But every time it happens to us, we still get shocked, right? We're like, oh my God, why is this happening? But you know, the next day, something really, really magical happened. You know, 30,000 bikers came out to the streets to fight for our cause, to fight for their cause, right? The commuters were outraged and they went to social media. And in a matter of hours, the hashtag #SaveAngkas became viral globally. Imagine a small brand that we created in the Philippines that nobody knew about was trending globally in Twitter within a few hours. And that's when I had that realization. The realization that we were doing something right. The realization that we had to fight. We had to take care of these guys, more than 30,000 families, and many more that needed job opportunities. And you know, after 6 years, 4 shutdowns, 3 by the government and 1 by COVID, we're still here, alive and kicking. Thank you. And stronger than ever. One thing that we realized, that I realized, every time we got shut down, every time we closed our business, when we reopened, we were bigger than what we were before. right? And thank you. You know, and in the next 10 minutes, I will tell you three things I'll share with you in our entrepreneurial journey on how we can get to this point, on how we could achieve this type of persistence, this type of grit, these insurmountable odds. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is crystal clear vision. As crystal clear as the traffic that you see here in Carmageddon back in 2019, which we are already experiencing again, unfortunately. Now, you know, we set out very, very simply to beat the traffic. That's what we wanted to do, right? But eventually that changed. The first time we got shut down, we were in LTFRB. It was a hearing, and there was this girl there who was not our biker because it was a public hearing. Most of the people there were all our bikers, and there was this girl that I didn't know, and she was almost into tears. And then I was wondering what she was doing there, but she wanted to speak. So she said that she lived in Antipolo, and she was working in Mega Mall. She would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day and get to work at 9 a.m. She would leave Mega Mall at 7 p.m. and get home at 11 p.m. The next day, rinse and repeat. The problem here was that she was a single mom. And this was the first time I realized what our mission was. I didn't know that you can be an OFW in your own city. And that's what traffic does. It is not just about congestion. It's not just about not getting from one place to another. It curtails your freedom. How many here live in Alabang or somewhere down in the south? Right? Now, think of if your boyfriend or your girlfriend was living in Valenzuela. That must be true love. Right? Because that, my dears, is a long-distance relationship. And it's not just about that. You know, we find it funny, but it's actually limiting your pool of your future family or future friends or people you hang out with. What about parents that look at the school of their kids not because of the merit, but because of the daily commute? And all of you guys, all of your employees, and you guys working for the company, what's the first thing that they ask you or you ask them? Where is the office? Right? Of course, with the we love the whole work from home, but you still gotta meet people. And congestion stifles that freedom. So we had that crystal clear vision of really getting that freedom, you know, giving back that freedom to people. And that was the cause and effect of us just really focused on beating the traffic, right? Now, in solving the traffic, we also stumbled on something really, really awesome, which was creating livelihood opportunities for our bikers. Our bikers would make 3 times the minimum wage. That's 1,500 pesos on average every single day. Some of them would make as much as 80,000 pesos a month, right? Just driving, just doing what they love. And because we set out on that crystal clear vision, for 6 years, all we were talking about was one thing: beating the traffic. Motorcycles are safe. It's a safe way of public transportation from getting you from A to B. And that's what we focused on, just that message discipline. And that is why we were able to achieve a lot of these things. Everything else was just the output of that, right? Getting back people's freedom, creating livelihood opportunities. Now, because of everything that's happened, we're confident enough to move on to our next crystal clear vision. We realize that every single person, every single biker in our platform, as long as they're on our platform, as long as we're able to get them to our platform, we get them out of the poverty level. We give them a chance to take care of their families. That's almost automatic. Every single biker in our platform, hindi naghihirap, right? They're having a good life, being able to take care of their families, even potentially doing other type of business opportunities. Just like my biker's birthday, his name is Ryan. And now that we've created a successful pilot in Metro Manila and Cebu, we saw that the addressable market was so much bigger. We have only 30,000 bikers in our platform, but there are 18 million motorcycle owners in the country. 99% of them are low income and using motorcycles as a side hustle. So we set out a new hefty goal. Our lofty goal right now is how do we create livelihood opportunities and extend the Angkas platform to 18 million motorcycles. And if we're successful, that's one step in the right direction to potentially ending poverty in our country. Imagine 18 million people being able to take care of their families. 18 million people having a decent livelihood in our platform, or somebody like us, not necessarily just our platform. But that is a huge sector. So that it has become our crystal clear vision. So what is the crystal clear vision for you guys? Number 2, uplift lives and communities. What we did in Angkas is not create a viable transport system. We didn't come and solve the traffic situation. What we did was invest in people. We took this sector, when everybody was telling them that's kamote, everybody was telling them those guys are dangerous, everybody was telling us, you know, every time you ride an Angkas, half of your body is already buried underground. Buwis buhay is what they call them, which means you risk your life every time you ride a motorcycle. That was the negative connotation on motorcycles back then. But we decided, okay, to train them, to invest in them. We failed 70% of applicants, but we trained more than 200,000 applicants. If we were a school, we'd be the largest school in the country. You know, a lot of people say, Filipinos, if they're abroad, they become superstars, they become this and that. Why is it they cannot be successful in the Philippines? It's about education, it's about training. What we've proven is very, very simple. If you train the Filipino well, if you really invest and equip them with the right tools, right? If you're serious about really investing in the Filipino people, then they will make you proud, then they will follow, then they will be productive citizens of the country. And I'm today proud to announce that after millions of rides, because we trained and invested in our people, our safety record is 99.997%. We have 0.003% accident rates after millions of rides. And that is when the regulators, they really couldn't do anything. Why? Because we were safer than condoms. Condoms in only 97% safe. We're 99% safe. So if the government can trust condoms, definitely you can trust Angkas, right? And that's became our driving force. You know, what we did, we didn't really create motorcycle taxis. This was an existing informal economy. All we did was do a professional layer and professionalize them. There are other industries that you can professionalize. We are surrounded by entrepreneurs in the Philippines. Not the Mark Zuckerbergs, but every chofer ng jeep, every tricycle driver, right? Every sari-sari store owner, every masahista, every masseuse, they're all entrepreneurs. And they're all part of the informal economy. I was in a conference one time with a friend of mine from FMCG, and I actually scolded him a little bit because he was talking about 1.2 million sari-sari store owners that comprise the biggest channel of FMCG. And he kept referring to them as the informal sector. How is that your biggest channel, but you still call them informal? So, invest in people, build communities. There's a lot that you can do here in the Philippines. We have a lot of opportunities. And if you invest in people, my God, they will come back, they will pay it back for you, and they will really be able to lift up your business as well as other businesses as well. I'm telling you guys, doing good, trust me on this, it's a lucrative business. So figure out what good you can do to the people that you invest in today. Number 3, problems never ever go away, right? They never go away. Now, you can spend your time worrying about problems. 99% of us, 9 out of 10 people, they stress about having problems because they want problems to go away. That will never, ever, ever happen. The one thing that's constant is no matter what you do, problems will come your way. When you fix this problem, when you solve this problem, you can bet your ass there's going to be another problem right around the corner very, very quickly. So do your quick victory lap, do your quick victory dance, and focus on solving the next problem right away. Instead of stressing about why you're having so much problems, get better at solving them. Put all of your energy into fixing the problem. So forget about trying to make problems go away. You know, try to look at problems as if they were a game, right? In a game, I'm not dating myself, Mario Brothers, some of you may know it, But in a game, you go play the game, you die, and then you're excited to go back and play the game. Why? Because you have more knowledge about the level. You're equipped with the knowledge in how to beat the boss, and you know what happens in this particular part of the game, right? So why can't we do that with life? Why are we so afraid to make mistakes? Why are we so afraid to move forward? And why we become gun-shy when we fail? We have to treat life as a game. Because every time you fail, it's an opportunity for you to learn and go back and beat that level. And you guys, this is what we've been doing all this time, right? All we've been doing is a collection of solving problems one after the other. I'm not Superman, right? I'm not, a different person than anybody here. I'm just an ordinary person. I didn't wake up one day and started to create a movement or thought of creating a movement, right? But I can tell you one thing. I can tell you one thing for a fact. One man's courage can spark a movement, and you guys can do it too. You guys can do it too. It doesn't need, there's no such thing as a superhuman. It's just a different way of doing things. You just gotta be focused on what you're doing, and then you can make that happen, just like I did. People always tell me, George, how did you go through what you went through and still last? Given the circumstances, I won't be able to do that. The short answer is, of course you can. You definitely can be able to do that. The only thing that you need to think about are 3 things that I told you. First, it's important to know why you want to get to the other side. What is that crystal clear vision? What is that why for you? Number 2, stop stressing or dreaming about a business without any problems. My wife always said that, hey, I just want a less stressful business, selling toilet bowls. Until we literally found a friend that sold toilet bowls and told us his set of problems. Everybody will have that. So embrace it and get better solving at it. And now that you know that life is going to be hard, no matter what you do, professional or personal, right? If you're going to put up a business, if you're going to push and innovate somewhere, it's going to be very difficult. You might as well solve a real problem. And I promise you, if you solve a real problem that people want solved, that people need a solution to, they'll glad you pay you for it. I'm telling you, solving people's problem is a lucrative business. Doing good is an even better business. So, ending my talk, I want for you guys to do 3 things, right? Picture a day, all right? Picture it in your head. Picture a day when nothing phases you, when you can face any type of difficulty, right? And you don't get overwhelmed by it. I want you to picture that. I want you to picture a day when people start going up to you, people, your friends, your family, random people, and say, oh my God, I envy you for being so calm or being able to go through any crisis. Picture a day when you're excited, right? Looking forward to the next problem, because that is an opportunity for growth. Because before, we actually pictured the day wherein we took on this challenge. You guys know what this is? This is a Skylab. For the foreigners out there, there's a wooden plank on each side. They have like 10, 15 people riding one motorcycle, 2 wheels, and they go up a mountain. That is skill right there. But that is also damn dangerous. And we pictured the day a few years back where we took on the challenge to turn this into this. I want to end you with two questions. I want to end this talk with two questions. Sorry, not end you. End this talk with two questions. These two questions is, first, what is your goal in life today? What is your objective? Professional, let's call it professional objective. Think about it. You want to have $1 million, you want to help 1 million people, you want to have a successful company, you want to have a successful business, you want to go IPO. That's your goal, right? Think about that goal right now. And I'll ask you a second question, tweak it a little bit. Now, think about what your goal in life is if you believe that you can do no wrong, if you believe that you can never fail at what you do. What is your new goal now? Isn't it much higher? Isn't it now a little bit different? You see, it's all in your head. Everything that you do is in your head. Your will and determination is endless in your head, as well as the limitation that put yourself. So please, I hope that you guys learned a little bit on the Angkas journey, and you set on in your own journey to help a sector, people, or find a solution. Because entrepreneurs are always problem solvers. So go ahead and solve somebody's problem today. Thank you very much, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, George Royeca, for that inspiring and insightful talk.